What is happening, everybody? Playoff time started today. And this video is going to be mainly about the Clippers, of course. Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks playoff series. And I'm just going to give my raw opinions about how I feel about this series. First and foremost, this is the first time, I mean, not first time, my bad. This is like the third time the Clippers face the Mavs. This definitely the Clippers versus Mavericks. I think this is finally like starting to become a more newer identity of the Clippers because the Clippers just prior, everybody just hated it's just the Clippers and Lakers. If you ask um any sports fan about who does the Clippers have a rivalry with, it's always the Lakers. Now it's the Dallas Mavericks. So it's nice to see the Clippers forming it like a more bigger identity. But now let's get to how I feel the Clippers series is going to be like versus the Dallas Mavericks. Um, I'm gonna try to be unbiased, but of course it's inevitable that I'm gonna be very biased because, of course, who I am as a person, I'm always gonna be biased. Like, there's no way that you know anybody could just make like sport takes without being completely unbiased, but I'm just like very biased. But eventually, um, okay, enough with the intro. I think I won't be surprised even before Kawhi Leonard, um, not not playing game one. I had a feeling Dallas was gonna pull it off in game one. I think now since Kawhi being out, which really sucks, I think Dallas probably gonna pull it off and win game one. And I won't be surprised if the Clippers go down 0-2, just like 2021. Um, it's just because the way how the Mavericks teams are. The Mavericks, they are one of the hottest teams right now. They have Luka Doncic. Now they got Kyrie. Then they got Gafford and Derek Lively and PJ Washington, who's so far not been so good for them, but they actually got athletic bigs to mismatch the Clippers. Because the Clippers' weakness is stopping bigs at times because our bigs aren't just too athletic. Zubac, though, he has been good, but once Zubac's off the floor, then you're stuck with Mason Plumlee. Or you would go with PJ Tucker, who'll be a small ball type big, I guess, or if you put him as a power forward, but I don't know because the the Mavs, they're just pretty skilled. Luca, and then you could just throw lobs at Gafford. He's gonna give us a bit of a hard time. But of course, in my biased opinion, I think the Clippers are gonna pull it off. I'd say, um, realistically, knowing the history about the Mavericks, and now considering that he got a lot more help, I'd say it's a Clippers in seven. I think the Clippers are gonna beat the Dallas Mavericks in seven. And once the Clippers beat the Dallas Mavericks, I think anything is possible for the Clippers because I could see the Mavericks being like the hardest matchup for the Clippers because you got Luka Doncic who is pretty hard to guard 1-on-1. Then you got Kyrie Irving who's an extremely skilled combo guard, like so smooth. And then you got athletic bigs like Lively and now Gafford and and also they still got Tim Hardaway Jr. So and Tim Hardaway Jr. for some reason he always lights us up. But for the Clippers, who do we have? We have Paul George, who not the best in the playoffs until 2021. So hopefully, he'll turn it on and he'll definitely cook up. Then you got Harden as like an option to become a firepower. But the problem with Harden is if he can make his shots, it's amazing. But the problem with Harden is um If his shot's not falling, it's terrible, terrible. He could get rebounds at times. I'll give him that. His defense, though, gotta use some work. Gotta use some work on defense because his defense, like the past 2 months, has been has been rock bottom. Like people were just scoring on him like crazy, and Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving would take advantage of that. And then the good part though is Russell Westbrook. Um, I've always felt Russell Westbrook starting would be would be better than Harden starting. I know it's it's kind of is a hot take, but not really anymore because people are starting to see that Russ he makes the pace go quicker, and that's what I feel like Russ starting would do. Compared to Harden, if he runs the point, the offense slows down too much, and you know the Clips they need to play in a faster pace, and Russell Westbrook he brings that. So it would be nice if Russell Westbrook starts even if everybody's healthy, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Knowing Ty Lue, um, and Ty Lue, he's kind of like another reason why I kind of predict the Clippers to start out a little bit slow because first the Dallas Mavericks, they're one of the hottest teams. The Clippers, they are also one of the hottest teams as well too. So that's a good counter argument. Especially, I love the win against the Denver Nuggets when we made a comeback against them. That definitely made me confident about this Clippers team. But no, knowing about the history of Ty Lue during the playoffs, especially 2021, he takes a while to adjust. So game one, game two, his rotations might give me a lot of head scratcher, but I'm gonna try to remind myself that Ty Lue's the type of guy who will all of a sudden adjust unexpectedly, and then the Clippers all of a sudden win. The good part about Ty Lue this year, regular season wise, we had to see what he does during playoff wise. Regular season wise, he's actually a lot. I wouldn't. He is a lot better compared to last year. Last year, Ty Lue did not adjust whatsoever. No Robert Covington, all Marcus Morris. This year, Ty Lue is starting to be willing to mix things up more. Um, in the beginning of the season, he started playing Kobe Brown a little bit reps, which I like to see. Um, and then obviously it started fading away, unfortunately. But then either Ty Lue would kind of still do the small guard lineups a little bit too much of my liking, but then um he would start slotting the younger players in, like Brandon Boston Jr. and Amir Coffey. For some reason, not really Bones, but he's slotting the wings in. Um, so that's a promising sign. And then, of course, he would play PJ Tucker lately, which I know is pretty controversial. Um, but but sometimes there'll be moments when PJ Tucker could show up, and this might sound crazy, but I would be too surprised if PJ Tucker becomes a solid factor in the playoffs because PJ Tucker, um, a lot of times you're gonna scratch your head because that guy cannot do anything on offense. He's a little bit of an undersized um, center because he be used as center because power forward is it is his position, but he's not like switchable. So on offense, it's a little bit kind of useless, but at the same time, he has that hustle, which is pretty nice to see, especially lately. Um, like in the later games, he started to show his worth and his playmaking got a bit better. But I don't know. That's just a little bit of a hot take. But I have a feeling he's probably gonna play some minutes, and then we got to see what Amir Coffey can do. Amir Coffey, he had some moments, and then Norman Powell is he. I think he could definitely come up big too. Especially there are lots of times that he bailed us out. When getting a buckets we need. It's going to be really interesting to see how his rotation is. And then Terrence Mann, I think he could be a playoff riser too, especially what happened in 2021. And for now, we just got to see how Tyloo's rotation is going to be, especially Kawhi Leonard's going to be out. Kawhi Leonard being out, man, is just really unfortunate. It's just pretty unfortunate because that guy, we don't even see his injuries. And and it's not like he was just playing and then all of a sudden he got hurt. He took a good rest for like the last week. And for some reason, he's still not ready for game one, which is pretty, really, really unfortunate for us Clippers fan. But I guess hopefully it's just game one. But even then, it's still pretty concerning. But we'll see how it works. And rotation is gonna be interesting. And I, at this point, man, Kawhi Leonard being hurt, that is a blow. And of course, Tyloo is probably gonna play PJ Tucker. Um, and if he does, and if PJ Tucker plays, I hope he proves a lot of people wrong. Sometimes I'm a little bit skeptical playing him too, but he does show some phases of bringing some toughness, especially what he does against like a slower paced team like at the Pelicans. But I don't know, we'll see. But definitely one thing that I need to see Tyler do though is when Russell Westbrook play, he should be playing on ball every single time. Because when Russ plays on ball, the team plays quicker. That's the key. That's a key thing that I would love to see. Um, and then it's hard to really say what else that Tyloo can really do. Other than of course, try to slide the younger players in. I heard Brandon Boston. I think he kind of got hurt too. I believe. I don't know. Um, hopefully Bones Highland he could get some minutes. Because Bones he definitely brings the energy and he is a bucket. Um, Plumlee man, Plumlee just need to stop trying to get cooked. And then uh, the good thing though is we did have Kai Jones on the team, and Kai Jones he is a pretty athletic big. So if we can see him play the backup big instead of Mason Plumlee and PJ Tucker, I would love to see that because I'm not saying Kai Jones is like this perfect big that's gonna save this team, although it could be possible, especially him being a lob threat. He could definitely help being bringing the energy to the Clippers team. But that's just my opinion, and we'll see how the series goes. Um, of course, my prediction. I, I'm probably not gonna be surprised if the Clippers don't win tomorrow because, of course, we don't have Kawhi Leonard and the Mavericks. Um, they have the momentum on their side. However, if the Clippers actually pull it off tomorrow, I'm gonna be extremely happy, and then my confidence is gonna be even way higher. But if the Clippers lose tomorrow, I'm not gonna get too mad because I'm already bracing myself for a loss because Dallas they've been getting hot. But anyways, that should be the end of this video. Hopefully, you know the Clippers they pull off an upset, maybe even take game one. But the main thing is just win the series. And Kawhi, I hope he returns as soon as possible because we need this man. But anyways, peace.